Most people get this completely wrong. They think starting a company in Australia is complex, expensive, and only possible if you are already living there. That's not true. The biggest mistake? Not understanding the exact legal steps and guessing the process. Here's the truth no one tells you. Australia is actually one of the most straightforward countries to start a business in. You can register a company quickly, even as a foreign founder, if you follow the correct process. But here's the problem. If you miss one key requirement, your application can be delayed or rejected, and you may face tax or compliance issues later. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the complete legal step-by-step process to start a company in Australia in 2026. You'll learn the structure, requirements, costs, and exact setup process in a simple way. By the end, you'll know exactly how to legally launch your Australian company with confidence. Let's get straight into it. First, understand this clearly. You do not need to be an Australian citizen to start a company. Yes, even non-residents can own and operate companies in Australia. But here's the catch. You must follow specific legal requirements depending on your structure. And this is where most people make mistakes. Now let's start with the first step. Choosing your business structure. The most common structure is a proprietary limited company, also known as PTI Limited. Now here's why this matters. A PTI Ltd company gives you limited liability protection. That means your personal assets are protected if the business faces losses. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most serious businesses in Australia use this structure. But here's the problem. Some beginners confuse it with sole trader setups. A sole trader is simpler, but it does not protect your personal assets. So for most entrepreneurs, PTI Ltd is the better option. Now let's move to the second step. Choosing your company name. Your business name must be unique and approved by the Australian Securities and Investments Commission, also known as ASIC. Now here's where most people fail. They choose a name without checking availability properly. And that leads to rejection or delays. So always check name availability before applying. Now let's move to the third step. Deciding your company directors. An Australian company must have at least one director who resides in Australia. Now here's the key point. This is a strict legal requirement. And here's where many foreign founders get stuck. If you are outside Australia, you may need a local resident director. Now here's where it gets interesting. There are legal service providers who can help with this requirement. But you must choose carefully. Now, step 4. Choose your registered office address. Every company in Australia must have a physical address. This cannot be a PO box. Now here's the problem. Many international founders overlook this requirement. So always arrange a valid address before registration. Now step 5. Register your company with ASIC. This is the official government body that handles company registration. You can apply online. Now here's the key point. The process is usually fast. In many cases, approval happens within one business day. Now, step 6. Get your Australian company number, also known as ACN. This is your unique business identity number. Now here's where it gets interesting. After this, you will also receive your Australian business number, or ABN. The ABN is used for tax and invoicing purposes. Now step 7. Register for taxes. This includes goods and services tax, also known as GST. Now here's the rule. If your annual turnover exceeds a certain threshold, GST registration becomes mandatory. But even if you are below the threshold, you can still register voluntarily. Now, step 8. Open a business bank account. This is essential for operating legally. But here's where most people struggle. Some banks require physical presence in Australia. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some digital banking solutions and international friendly banks may help. But requirements vary. So always check before applying. Now, step 9. Set up accounting and compliance systems. In Australia, companies must maintain proper financial records. You may also need to file annual returns. Now here's the problem. Many new business owners ignore compliance. And that leads to penalties. So always stay organized. Now, step 10. Understand ongoing obligations. This includes tax filings, ASIC updates, and financial reporting. Now here's the key point. Even if your company is not active, you still need to comply. Now let's talk about costs. Company registration in Australia typically costs a few hundred Australian dollars. Additional costs may include accounting services, legal help, and address services. Now here's the insight. Starting a company is affordable compared to many countries. Now, let's talk about a real example. Rahul wanted to start an online business targeting global customers. He registered a PTI Ltd company in Australia, followed each step carefully, and launched successfully. Now compare that to Alex. He ignored residency requirements, chose the wrong structure, and faced delays. So preparation is critical. Now here's where it gets interesting again. Do you need a visa to start a company in Australia? No. Duh. You can own a company without a visa. But working physically in Australia requires proper authorization. So understand the difference clearly. Now let's talk about common mistakes. Choosing the wrong structure. Not arranging a local director. Skipping tax registration. Ignoring compliance requirements. All of these can create legal problems. Now let's talk about strategy. Start simple. Choose PILTD if you want protection and scalability. Follow ASIC requirements carefully. Set up proper banking and accounting. And stay compliant from day one. Now here's a key insight. Starting a company in Australia is not difficult. But doing it correctly is what matters. Now let's talk about benefits. Strong legal system. Global business credibility. Easy access to international markets. And a stable economy. Now let's talk about long-term growth. Once your company is set up, you can expand globally, hire employees, and build scalable operations. Now here's where it gets interesting. An Australian company is highly respected internationally. Now let's bring everything together. Starting a company in Australia involves choosing the right structure, registering with ASI, getting your ACN and ABN, setting up taxes, opening a bank account, and maintaining compliance. If you follow each step properly, the process is smooth and efficient. Now here's the final insight. The people who succeed are not the ones who rush. They are the ones who understand the system. They follow each step carefully, and they build a strong foundation from the beginning. So don't overthink it. Start with the basics, follow the process, and take action. If you found this helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more business and legal guides, and comment below if you want help choosing the right structure for your Australian company. Because starting correctly today can save you a lot of problems tomorrow. And that's exactly what you want. I'll see you in the next video.